If you've ever categorized the same transaction month over month and thought to yourself, there's got to be a better way, well, there is. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up transaction rules so those recurring transactions get categorized without you having to touch them every single time. Whether you're just getting started in Zoho Books or you're trying to clean things up, you're in the right place. My name is Stephanie Smith, owner of New Light Financial Solutions, where we help business owners like you gain clarity around their finances. From support to those who are doing it on their own, all the way up to CFO advisory services, we will meet you where you're at. You can learn more about what we do on our website at newlightfs.com. The link is in the description. All right, now let's dive in. So you've started to use Zoho Books, and now you want to make things a little faster for yourself by setting up some rules. Rules are really helpful when you have transactions that are the same every single month that you either want to pre-populate with information or go ahead and let Zoho categorize for you. So I'm going to show you how to do both of those things. There's two ways that you can create rules in the system, and one way is straight from the bank account from the transaction itself. So I'm going to go into my bank tab here, and then I'm going to open up my credit card account. And I'm going to look for some recurring transactions that I know I have, like here's Adobe Creative Cloud. So on June 1st, if I scroll down, here it is again, Adobe Creative Cloud. And I will say, if you feel like you should have more transactions and some feel like they're missing, I do like to call out, you might have another page. I like to change my page view to be as many transactions as possible so I can just have an ongoing list. So this would be a great option for a rule because I know it's going to happen every month and it's the same amount of money. So if I click this transaction, I can see that there's no match for me to match it to either an expense that I've already put in or a bill or anything like that. So I'm just going to categorize this manually. And when I do that, I am going to pick the account that I want to put it in. I'm going to put it in software and subscriptions. And then I'm going to pick my vendor. It is Adobe. And I am not planning on adding any additional information. You can add additional information and have tags and receipts and everything, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to click the save button. And then typically this screen will pop up where it says, based on your match, you can create a new rule to automatically categorize things in the future. So that's what we want to do. This is one way to create a rule. By default, Zoho will select any one of the following criteria matches, and then it will use the amount and the description from what you just categorized. The two options up here, all the following criteria must match. It means it's got to be both the $54.99 for the amount and the description has to match. Any one of the following means it is the amount or the description has to match. So if another transaction comes in at $54.99, this rule could apply to that one as well. So just keep that in mind as you determine whether you want to do all or any. And then down here, you can have amount description. You can actually add additional criteria like payee or a reference number if you know there's going to be certain things that come up. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people make is they'll have the payee and a description and amount, and it gets really specific. And I err on the side of keeping things more simplistic. So unless you have a very specific reason to have the amount, I usually take it off. If you have multiple things that's going to come in from Adobe, like maybe you have a different transactions for Adobe, but you want this particular one to come up, then I would leave the amount there. So this came up recently for one of our clients where she wanted the monthly subscription cost for an AI tool to be logged to one account, but she wanted all the extra tokens that she's paying for to another account. And having the amount was really helpful for the rule because I needed that specific monthly amount to go into that subscriptions category. But for the sake of simplicity, I usually like to just use the description. The description contains. The options here are going to be the description is. This will be a specific match. The description has to be the exact match for that one. It contains means anything that you put in the box, so long as the description contains whatever that word or set of words are, it will match. It starts with something. So if you know it's going to start with something every single time, and maybe a lot of transactions have like transaction numbers at the end of them or store numbers or something like that, you could use this. Or the description is empty itself. So I feel like this isn't as common, but maybe you want to put a rule in for that. So I usually use contains, and then I will usually get rid of additional detail. So I'm just going to say description contains Adobe. I will say that sometimes you might see things spelled a little differently, and you might actually add another description contains, and maybe Adobe is cut off, or this is usually a different words, but you can add different variations. So it'll catch those different variations of your transactions. For simplicity's sake, I'm going to leave it as just description contains Adobe, and then you'll want to name it something that you can find later. So just Adobe or Adobe expenses, whatever it is that you would want. And you'll be able to understand what this rule is later. And then if you are not adding a rule, you can just skip this, and you can actually say, don't ever show this again, but we are. So we're going to click save rule, and this is going to be really helpful for us in the future. So now that we've created this rule, I'm going to show you where you can make rules everywhere else, and you'll see where this rule actually showed up. So if I go back to my bank tab overall, there is a manage transaction rules button up here at the top. I'm going to click that, and you will see here is the Adobe expenses rule that I just created. You can create rules here as well, but I'm going to just click in this so you can see what I made. You can see my rule name, and there's a lot more options on here. So when you make it straight from the bank account, it will automatically fill in a lot of the options, and we'll go through this. I'll make another rule as well. So this is where if you needed to make updates to the rules, you wanted to add more of those criteria, or change what accounts it's associated to, you can do all of that from this particular view. And if you need to delete them, you can come over here to the three little dots, and you can click the delete option. So I'm going to create another rule. You will have to have the information when you come to this page of what you want the rule to be. So I know that I have a Zoom charge every month. I'm going to create a rule for Zoom. The options as we go through, you will be able to either apply this to money coming in or money coming out. So if you get specific deposits, I have one client who has sales without invoices, and we have a rule set up for that. So every time that deposit comes in, we can see what the description says and log a rule for that. Or it's going to be a withdrawal. And depending on what you pick up here will change how the options are down here. So these will match what options you have when you're categorizing transactions. So right now, a deposit, these will match all of the income types of transactions. This is a withdrawal. So when I do that, I can record as the money out expense types of transaction. So I will just go ahead and select expense since we're here. But you'll start by selecting what the money is coming in or out. Next, you'll be able to select the transaction handling capability. Do you want it to be just a recognized transaction? It will not categorize them for you automatically. It will just pre-populate based on the rule that you have, and you will have to go ahead and still categorize them. Or you can do categorized transactions where it will automatically categorize it so you don't have to touch it in the future. So when you make the way that I did the first one, it will automatically set up as a recognized. I'm going to set this one up as categorized just so you can see it. And you'll have to select this checkbox to give Zoho permission to automatically categorize them. Again, you'll have the option to pick all or any, like I mentioned before. I'll typically pick any unless there's very specific things in the all. And again, I'll use description, contains, and for this instance, it is Zoom. And then I had already selected expense here, and I need to pick my account. So I'm going to put this also in software and subscriptions. I'm going to add my vendor. Something to point out here is you cannot add a new vendor from this screen. If you're creating rules from the other page directly from the banking tab, you can add new vendors there. You can't add a vendor here. So if you're creating a bunch of rules, you may need to go add the vendor first and then come back here and add the vendor. And then for the reference number, I will typically just say use value from the bank statement. You can add specific reporting tags if you need to. And then the last thing you do is actually pick the accounts you want to come out. You want this to be associated with. So Historically in Zoho, you had to set up one rule for every account. So if you charged to Zoom on multiple accounts, you'd have to set up multiple rules. They've made a really great update where you don't have to do that. You can pick all accounts. This will, no matter what account you're in, this rule will apply to that. You can do all bank accounts, all credit card accounts, or you can just do a custom where you are picking what accounts you want to associate it with. So I'm going to just do all cards. I only have one card, but this is associated for my credit card. I know I won't need it on my bank accounts. And then I'm going to click save. So now you can see that I have two rules here. One other thing I want to call out is a priority. So you can see here, there's a note, rules at the top will have the highest priority. So if you are wanting to put in order, like I want it to check this rule first, and then I want it to check this rule next, you make sure that the rule that you wanted to check first is at the top. If you need to change the order, there's a change order button up here at the top, and then you can drag your rules from whatever order you need them to be in. And then you would just click this save order option. That won't apply to everybody, but it is helpful if you need it. Now that we have the rules set up, I'm going to show you what it looks like in the bank feed and how they work. So if we go back to the banking tab and I open up my credit card, you'll see things in a couple of different places. First of all, next to the all under the uncategorized transactions tab, you'll see a recognized tab. So you'll see any of the transactions that you have recognized here, and you can actually categorize them from here. And I'll show you that in just a second. But if I go back to all, if I scroll down, you'll also notice an icon here that says recognized, and I can click this button and categorize it right here. If I click into it, and I click the categorize manually, it will also pop up and say these details are populated based on the rule. So if there is something that you manually want to add to your rules, you can just simply click on it. It will populate based on what you have. Maybe you need to add a note in the description. You can do that here, or add a receipt maybe, and then you can save and categorize it that way. What you don't notice is the only rules that are showing up here are my Adobe rules. So what happened to the other rule that I set up for Zoom? If you remember, those were automatically added. So if I go to my all transactions tab, you will see that I can find those Zoom transactions. Here's one, and it says categorized by Zoho Books and the rule name. So I can go into my all transactions and see which ones were automatically categorized based on my rules. And if something happened and you didn't need it to be categorized that way, or it picked up the wrong thing, you can always come in here and uncategorize it. And when I do that, it won't automatically add it again, even though that rule is there, because I uncategorized it. But if I scroll down, you can see that it shows up over here with the rule. So the way I like to work with rules is to come over to the recognize tab. I will typically not set them up to auto add. I just like to have the extra pair of eyes on what's going into the books. But if you're certain, the auto add is definitely a faster way to get things done. You can select all or some of these. Once you've reviewed what they are and you know that it's going to go in the right place, you can select the items and then click this categorize now option. And then it will take a little time if there's a lot of them, but it will categorize them. So if I come back over to my all transactions tab, you can now see my Zoom one was automatically added. Here was July and August. The other ones don't show up that way with this rule because it wasn't categorized by Zoho. I added them myself. So you can see here, like here's the software and subscriptions for Adobe. It was categorized. This Zoom one was categorized, but it wasn't categorized automatically by Zoom. So there is a distinction with the ones that are automatically categorized versus the ones that you have chosen to categorize, even though the rule information is in there. One other situation I think is helpful when it comes to creating rules, and you have to be careful about this as well, is you can also create rules for transfers in and out of accounts, as well as for card payments. So for example, I have a card payment here. If I go to my checking account, I can see that there was a Visa payment. So it says Visa payment, thank you. I can set up a rule, which I will go set up for all of my card payments. So I'm going to come and create a new rule for my Visa payment. I'm going to call it Visa payment. It is a withdrawal out of my checking account. I am going to purposefully not set this up to auto-categorize, but you can. One thing I want to call out is you can set up the money going out of one account and the money going in of one account, but I would not recommend doing an auto-categorize for both of those because they will be automatically added to your books on that all transactions tab, and you'll never be able to match, and you'll end up with duplicates because of doing that. So my recommendation is really just to set up one way and then just click and match for the other side of the transaction. So I'm going to just leave it as any. My description contains Visa payment. I'm going to record as a card payment to the Visa credit card. And then I am going to do this out of the bank account because my payment is coming out of the bank account. And then I'm going to click save. I have my new rule here. When I go back to my bank tab and I go to my checking account, you can see it didn't pop up right away. Sometimes it needs a second. There it is. It's recognized. One. I'm going to just go back over here. I can see that it's a card payment to my Visa. I'm going to click categorize. It pops up over here and click save. Now I'm going to go back to my Visa credit card. So if I set that up to automatically go or to be quick so I can do my checking account transfers out, I can come in here and I can simply just click on it and that card payment is there for me to match to. So really helpful when you have a lot of transfers between accounts. I have some clients that transfer money all the time, so you can set up that transfer on one account, and then instead of having to put in all the details for the transfer, you can just click match and be done with it. So that's a great example too. It doesn't have to be the same amount. It was simply a rule based on the description. So I think that's all that I'm going to talk about when it comes to rules. That's really how you would set everything up, where to find it, how to edit them, the order and everything. I hope this is helpful and helps make your books, keeping up with your books, a lot easier and a lot faster. If you found it helpful, please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss the next tutorial. And if you want ongoing support with your bookkeeping, check out our DIY bookkeeping support membership. It's built for business owners who are doing their own books but want expert help along the way. And if you ever get to the point where you'd rather just hand your books off to someone else, we do that too. All the links are in the description. I want to say thank you again for watching, and I will see you again on the next one. Bye, everyone.